Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Alex Michael Turner, and today I'm gonna show you how to make really simple coconut breaded chicken strips with fresh sweet potato fries, all in one oven, one temperature. Follow along. What I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna take my sweet potatoes and I'm gonna peel the skin off of them. It's a big thing that I like to do. This is just a preference. The skin isn't harmful, it's not bad for you, so if you're somebody who wants to leave the skin on, do your thing. First things first, we're gonna use a little bit of virgin olive oil, and we're gonna use tin foil on our tray. I'm gonna go ahead and spread this on my tray. It's gonna help them cook, it's gonna keep them from sticking. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna split these in half. This one actually we're not, because I want my fries to be similar length. Make sure your oven is preheated to 425 degrees while you prep these, and we're gonna cook them for around 30 minutes. So once you cut them in half, like I just did, I'm gonna split them again, just like this, so that they're safer to cut. So what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start making lines, strips, that are gonna be my fries. And I want them to be the thickness that I want my fries to be, guys. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take all these slices you just made, you're gonna lay them out like this. I know, it seems like a lot of work. Trust me, it's not, it's worth it. It's okay if they're not completely perfect, but honestly, this is a really fun way to make your meal prep interesting, gives it a little bit of a cheat feel to it while you're still eating clean. Highly recommend this. So I've cut these into my French fries. These are all very consistent. They're about the size I would want my French fries to be. I'm gonna go ahead and spread these out on my tray now, just like so. And then what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm actually gonna top them with a tiny bit of olive oil, just a little bit. Now, sweet potatoes are sweet. I like to counterbalance the sweetness with my sweet potatoes, so what we're gonna do is add a salty consistency to the sweetness, and I promise you guys it's gonna be life-changing. So the two main things that are gonna change that sweetness factor into a really, awesome salty sweetness are gonna be salt and garlic. So I'm gonna do a little bit of light salt, because we're gonna add a little bit of salt once they're done, and then I'm gonna do some garlic powder, okay? If you guys wanna add a little bit of pepper, you're more than welcome to. I like to, just because again, it gives a tiny bit of spice to that sweet potato, but it's up to you guys. So here we are. Sweet potato fries are all ready to go into the oven, and we're gonna throw them in at 425 for 30 minutes. Okay guys, so while our sweet potato fries are in the oven, we're gonna get started on our chicken breast tenders. What we're gonna do with our mix is we're gonna use all these ingredients here. We are going to use flax milk in place of normal milk, which is unsweetened flax milk with protein added, 0 sugar. It's very similar to a dairy product, but it's dairy free. So we're gonna use our good Karma flax milk. We're gonna use our spray olive oil for our pan. We're gonna use some red cayenne pepper, some garlic powder, 2 eggs, salt, pepper. We're gonna use some Panko breadcrumbs, plain. And then we're also going to use the sweetened coconut flakes that I picked up. What we're gonna start with is our 2 eggs. We're gonna whisk these together in a bowl. Then what we're gonna use is a 1/4 cup of our flax milk. So this is gonna be step 1 of our breading process. The nice thing about this whole recipe is our oven would normally need to be preheated to 425, but our sweet potato fries are already cooking at 425, so it makes it really easy to be able to put our chicken in with our sweet potato fries or cook them together without having to have multiple oven temperatures. So we got our wet mix done. Actually, let's not make a mess. I'm gonna bring this over here. So our wet mix is complete. Next, I'm going to make our dry mix. Okay guys, so the first ingredients is gonna be 1.5 cups of coconut flakes. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 3/4 cup Panko crumbs. And again guys, with your dry mix, you wanna be pretty close, but this is not crucial to the point where if you barely go over or you're under a little bit, it's gonna make a big difference. So you can kinda eye it like I just did. I call for a teaspoon of salt. Again, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of eye this. We're gonna do a 1/2 tablespoon of black pepper. Last but not least, 1/4 teaspoon ground red pepper. And then my hands are clean. I'm gonna mix this up with my hands. So the funny thing guys, this dry mix smells so good. If my chicken tastes as good as this smells, I'm gonna be excited. My dry mix is ready, my wet mix is ready. The only other thing I need to do is get my pan ready, which I'm gonna use olive oil spray, cooking spray. We're gonna open up our chicken breasts, and I'm using pre-cut chicken tenders. This is from Chicken Breast. So what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna start going through and dipping this in my step 1 wet mix, and then I'm gonna dip it and roll it around in my dry mix, and I'm gonna place it on the baking sheet. Really make sure you coat it good, guys. And then you're gonna lay it out on the sheet just like this. So here we have our chicken tenders ready to go into the oven. They're breaded. We did step 1, we did step 2. This is gonna taste amazing. Let's throw them in at 425 degrees and set our timer for 15 minutes. Story time again while we wait for our chicken to cook. I'll talk about my career in fitness and how I got started. So I used to compete in bodybuilding. My very first show was an NGA contest, which was a natural tested show. And I took first place in my class, and I believe I weighed 165 pounds on stage, which is just tiny. But to me, it built a lot of confidence. It instilled a lot of confidence in myself. I mean, leading up to that show, I remember sitting in the hallway of the high school it was at and just trembling and thinking to myself, I'm not getting on stage, like I'm not doing this. I was spray tanned, I was ready to go, I had dieted super hard, but I just didn't have the confidence to get on stage, and something clicked over minutes before I had to go on stage, and I just did it. I did it, and I almost wanted to cry. I was on stage, I couldn't see anybody because the lights were in my face, thankfully. If I would have seen everybody out there, I probably would have died. But the lights were in my face, I walked out there and pretended I was the only person in the room, and lo and behold, I ended up taking first in my class. So it was a really awesome first contest for me. Again, everybody that competed was natural and everybody was tested, just pure athleticism. It was a lot of fun. But that's kind of what sparked, the whole competition string with me. And after that show, I did compete in the MPC. I went on to compete in multiple men's physique shows and continue to pack on size over the next 10 years for just that. All right, everyone, so I just pulled our chicken out and it looks amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and plate some of this up. There you have it. Coconut breaded chicken strips, fresh sweet potato fries. Enjoy. All right, guys, let me know what you thought. Make sure you click like, drop a comment below, and let me also know what you want to see from us in the future. If you guys aren't subscribed already, click subscribe. And then again, stay tuned for everything we have coming. Lots of awesome stuff, guys. I'm gonna enjoy this.